Hello, this is Oni of the YouTube channel Anistuffs, and you're listening to Oni's Stuffs, my podcast-ish video series. This is episode 5, where I talk about the pilot episode, part 2 of Firefly, the TV series. So let's begin. Now, this is a continuation of episode 4, so if you want to be more familiar into what I'm talking about, you can go check that out, episode 4. It will be down below in the video response. I mean, this is a video response to that. So anyway, as it turns out, at the end of a part 1 of the pilot, Mal pretty much gets really pissed that they have to escape from the Alliance. I mean, they're in enough trouble as it is, and now they're harboring fugitives. So he goes and opens up Simon's huge crate and finds a naked woman asleep, who immediately wakes up in the beginning of part 2, who happens to be River Tam, Simon's sister. And you know, then Simon explains what the deal is, why they're fugitives. So his sister, I mean, Simon's really intelligent. He's like an awesome, brilliant doctor, but his sister is like a super genius. Like, his sister makes him looks like an idiot. That's how Simon explains it. So his sister was taken away to an elite Alliance training school academy, something, and they didn't hear from her since, until River sent him a coded letter to help her, like the Alliance was like hurting her or something. So he found out that Alliance was actually experimenting on genius students like this for whatever reason we don't know yet. So Simon left his job, left his family, who we'll find out more about that later, left his job and to rescue her, and then he's been on the run. Now Mal now heads off to this planet called Whitefall to sell those stolen goods from the salvage run, and also to drop the Tams. So on the way, we have Dobson, who's tied up, and Jane interrogates the guy to find out what the Alliance knows, and they kind of don't know anything, like who the Firefly are or their identities. They don't know it, so that's a good thing. But then Dobson tries to, you know, bribe Jane, because Jane is a hired hand and he will go for the higher offer. So Dobson tries to do a better one than Mal does. Now soon after, they kind of spot a Reaver ship coming. Now Reavers are like a cannibalistic humans that like gone crazy for some reason, and they just like what Zoe says, there's like, if they catch you, they're gonna rape you to death, they're gonna eat your flesh, and they're gonna sew your skins onto their clothing. And if you're lucky, they're gonna do that in that order. Yeah, so it's like a whoa, space zombies, watch out kind of thing. So it's like an interesting part of this world, this universe that they built. But the river ship passes without attacking, which is a good thing. So they land on this planet called Whitefall to make a deal with Patience, who previously on their last meeting shot Mal. So the rest of the crew is pretty you know mistrustful, I guess the word for it. But Mal seems okay with it. I mean, he says, okay, I am okay with it. That's what he said, wind under the engine, and he just wants to make a new deal. But Patience tries to backstab them, but you know, he has Jane in a sniper support who takes out all the guys, and it's cool. It's really cool. And they kind of get the payment. So Patience's entire team is wiped out, and Patience is the only one left. He just takes Mal just takes their payment and leaves Mal keeps his end of the bargain, which I also want to talk about in the next episode, about the characters of the characters, I guess. I guess that's what I want to talk about. But back in the ship, Dobson escapes, knocks out Book, and violently knocks out Book, which is really something you should know. Then he grabs River. Now Simon tries to jump on him, like seriously, he jumps on him from up on a catwalk, and Dobson still ends up with River holding a gun at her head. But then luckily Mal arrives at the right time and just shoots Dobson straight in the face, like bam, in your face, I just shot you in your face, take it. So, and they dump off his body and they run because hey, guess what, the Reavers are here. They followed them and it's crazy. So they try to they try to escape. It's kind of crazy, and but then they get an idea, and with Kaylee, who's still hurt and stuff. Simon did manage to treat her a bit, but who's still hurt, who woke up, who's like part delusional, I guess. But with her help, Wash managed to pull off a crazy Ivan, which is like an awesome mid-air turn thing, which is really hard to do, and which for big ship like the Reaver is impossible to do. But with Serenity's direction changeable engines, jets, that they can do it pretty easily. So they make a quick 180-degree turn and they escape. So yeah, so at the end of the episode, Jane admits that Dobson tried to bargain him to buy him off, but Jane says the money wasn't good enough, which also brings out another interesting character issue, which I will respond in the next episode, by the way. And in the end of the episode, Mal welcomes Simon and River on board, because admitting that they will be safer on the move than at one place, trying to hide out in one place, because the Alliance are after them all the time. So yeah, so a lot of things happen in this first episode, a lot of interesting things, but this entire pilot episode just drags you in. It just brings you in. It just puts you wham in the middle of this entire like thing and whole situation, like crazy characters, each with their own motivation, each with their own goals, I guess, each with their own outlook on life, each with their own personality, which is completely different from each other, trying to make it work in this small spaceship that holds them together. 9 characters, just that would like completely go against each other, but they kinda make it work as a crew and like a family aspect to it, I guess. Which is really nice. I mean, there is a lot of characterization, or a lot of conflicting personalities in this, and this is what I really liked about this show. I know I mostly just did a summary of the pilot episode, and I apologize for that. I would go into the character details that interested me on the next episode, but I just wanted to show you what the show is about. I hope I gave you interest to actually go and watch that show if you haven't already, and if you have already watched it, which is most likely, because hey, if you haven't already, like I said, you should be ashamed of yourself. It's 10-year-olds, watch it already, seriously. But if you have, then I guess if you have, then I don't know why you're watching this. Let's be honest here. I'm just repeating what the episode is. So I guess you could do like a reminisce about the show, which is good. Maybe listen to what I think from a different viewer perspective, I guess. So that's cool. So yeah, I will go on to the next episode, which is episode 6 of my Anistuffs Anistuffs series, and explain what each of the characters, characteristic traits that I find, that I notice. Okay, so this has been Oni of the YouTube channel Anistuffs, and you've been listening to Oni's Stuffs, my podcast is video series, and thank you for tuning in, and till next time, bye.